Good evening and welcome to the Next Gen Season 17. This is the Power Max Racing Group A1s. We're here for round number 3 at Zolder. And we have 15 drivers. In the house. Everyone back to their original cars. So we have S17 in the Audi Quattro, number 2 machine. Peter Jamesy making his debut in the Group A1s. He has, I believe, gone with an Audi. Yes, he has. Number 1 Audi for him. Big Bloody B, again another debutant in this series. Interesting what he can do in the BMW. Bob Mark 1 is in the BMW. Weedaz, another debutant. He has picked the, with the camera pan around, the number 2 Nissan Skyline. Shadow Stalker is back in the Audi. Traumatic Dave in the BMW. Webber Johnny in the Audi. Cameron 2 Diz is back in the Mercedes. The Les, the Audi. IDF1 Adam Morris in Sierra Cosworth. Rally Mats coming back to the series. He's in the Mercedes. Tim in the BMW. Four Fish in the Nissan. And obviously our host Jack TM53 Synopsis just coming out of the pit lane a little bit later than everyone else in his Sierra. Now we're at Zolder here in Belgium. And it should make for quite a nice race. It's normally quite an equal race, Zolder, between the cars, as the guys are starting their first set of laps. 2.492 miles long, 4.01 kilometers. Circuit, definitely not a new one. As the Bob Mike 1 goes through the Klein chicane. Shadow Stalker making it look quite nice with the four-wheel drive of the Audi through that chicane there. But Zolder been around since 1963. It's had this relatively rough shape for most of its lifetime. A few changes, obviously the Klein chicane and the final chicane, obviously the two major changes, otherwise, and also the basically all the chicanes got implemented into the circuit. It was our first time D Whitehouse puts in a 144.0 and the Les puts in a 142.6. Yeah, since 1963 it was a 2.6 mile circuit, then 4.1 kilometers. So we have lost a bit of mileage with the developments of the circuit over the years, but all is good. As Big Bloody B comes across the line. Expecting Jack. He's currently on a lap. Rally man, see if we can pick someone up for a lap of Zolder. Perfect Cam. Go on board with Cam then. I'll try my best with the names, but you never know, they're in Belgium. Should be interesting. So we come out of the Jackie Xbox chicane up the main straight as we head towards Eerst. The first corner, two ways of taking it. You can either go slightly earlier in. You've also got this later apex where you just hit the point of the apex. You can go a bit tighter if you really want to, but not really advisable. Steering white box. Again, third gear, then you go flat through the canal box. All the way up to Lucy and Bianchi box. Just a slight gear down just to make the front end bite in, and then bringing in the throttle. Don't run wide, the gravel will kill you and spit you off. Down to the Clyde chicane. Down 2 gears. Third gear to make sure you don't spin the wheels, pushing, bobbling over the curbs there. Sacrament shelling, just a flat left-hander over the crest, and you head through Butte, then into the Villeneuve chicane. You hit the brakes, it's really tight. Second gear, right, left, using all the camber of the curbing to then try and get your best bet out of there. And then as you go through Turleman box, before heading down towards over the crest, flick left, down towards Boulderberg box. This hairpin right, second gear. And you want to try and get a really nice exit as you then go through Jochen Ring box. So just a flat left right, then up to Jochen Jackie X box for the final chicane. A fairly nice lap there from Cam, puts it at 141.2, just a tenth behind Jack, who is currently on pole position. Fourfish got some time as is Tim actually does find the time. He goes 14th quickest now at 149.1, just 2 tenths off of Bob Mark 1, which is quite impressive. But the leaderboard after 2 rounds, Jack leads the way in the Sierra on 39 points, Cam on 36, the Les has 31 with Fourfish on 30, Adam Morris has 26 points with Johnny on 22, D Whitehouse is on 20, Shadowstalker 17, Bob Mark 1 15. Traumatic Dave has 7 and Tim has 6. GT5S not here tonight, unfortunately, but he has 0 points to his name after the first 2 rounds. So we're coming towards the end of the qualifying session. Just 2 minutes as we watch Tim. There is Jack coming over the crest. Into the Villeneuve chicane, and he's gone really sideways. As Jack, it's an unusual mistake from Jack, but still has the pole position, but can Cam go any better? Yeah, so he can go better, but not by enough. He's still a tenth behind. Been watching Jack over the grass. He's come absolutely flying across, and just got on the grass under brakes. Just absolutely flung him into the Villeneuve chicane. It's great effort. Here comes Les. Up to the Jackie X box chicane. I'll see last season's winner, season 15 here at Zolder. Adam Morris, not actually last season when he had a season out. 2 seasons ago, Adam Morris won this race, as Les does go quicker, but not quick enough to change his position, as does D Whitehouse. Adam Morris won the race. Lightblade in the end took the pole position. Jack had fastest lap with a 142.6. He has well and truly destroyed that this time around. In fact, not quite the overall record. The best record back in season 11 was Edu for Project Cars 2 anyway. Edu with a 139.8, so we haven't got anywhere near that at the moment. We now is into 5th. Dramatic Dave almost trying to do a Scandi flick. Here comes Shadowstalker through the Jackie X box chicane. Interesting fact about Jack round Zolder on Project Cars 2 this is. He's only ever got 3rd place on 2 occasions. He hasn't got any... he's only got 1 win around... he's only got 1 win around Zolder to his name on PC2, so... Let's see what happens there. Traumatic Dave, I think he is gone for pit lane, I think. Looking at that. So Les is on his way round for yet another go. Out of the final corner. Crosses the line, Cam's finished. Les hasn't gone any quicker, he is going to stay third for now. Oh, Adams ruined his lap through the Klein chicane. Here comes PZR James, he's currently 8th place, 2.9 behind Jack. Doesn't improve. Full fish. He does improve to 4th place, a good effort by him. Mark 1 stays in 14th for now. Running Matt 85 on his return. Goes 9th quickest now, 3.5 off the pace. Shadowstalker, the final man to cross the line. And there you have it. So Jack takes pole position away from Cam, 1, 2, 3 Diz. The Les in third, Full Fish heads up on 4th. 3rd row is Adam and DY House 7. 4th row, Weedaz and Jamesy. 5th row is Matt and web user Johnny. 6th row is Shadowstalker and Big Bloody B. 7th row is Traumatic Dave and Bob Mark 1, with Tim rounding out the grid in 15th place and last. So we await to get underway here at Zolder. I have no idea why in the top it's got Zolder with a British flag. It was definitely not in Britain. Yeah, another pole position for Jack, so a bonus point for him. Now today is not Turbo Mondays. We operate a system whereby when all 3 of the Monday night tourers go to the same venue, regardless of the layouts, we have points for fastest lap as well, but that's not going to occur today. As we sink in, we have the 3 red lights. We're green at Zolder. Who's got the best getaway? And Cam has absolutely got a stormer off the line. He's on the inside of Jack going into turn 1. Can he hold it there? Jack giving the space. And we got a spinner. That is PZR Jamesy, I believe. Jack, Team 3 Synopsis, currently holding the lead though. He's managed to fend off Cam through turn 1, but Cam's still there. Up towards Lucy and Bianchi box. And Cam now has the lead. Les is looking down the inside of Lucy and Bianchi box. He's also got the move. And here comes Anna Morris. Down to the Klein chicane. Backs out of it, but look who's there. DY House looking for a potential spot. Can't quite do it. Hops over the curbs. We've got a spinner as well. That looked like Big Bloody B. And we finally all form the line heading into the Villeneuve chicane. PZR Jamesy up into 13th now. So luckily he's not fallen too far behind the pack. Yeah, he did get caught up in that initial incident. But who was it? Ah, it was Weedance, got spun around, and there goes Bob Mark 1 into the wall. D. Whitehouse now has a penalty. And at the front, the Les is challenging for the lead here against Cam. And he's going to take that. down the inside of Jackie Xbox. Good move by the Audi driver. Cam just behind. He's now got to fend off Jack. Jack is looking all over him. Round the outside. Into East. Jack can't get the move done. He is looking all over him, but he's got to be careful because the current series defending champion of Adam Morris is right behind him. He hasn't had the best start of seasons, has Adam, but he's definitely not out of it. Four Fish is hassling D Whitehouse, heading through Lucian Bianchi box. Shadow Stalker on the back of Weedaz. Bob Mark 1, PZR Jamesy as well. Dramatic Dave down to 13th. Tim currently 14th, not last, and it looks like we could end up having a bit of a battle here between the two BMWs of Tim and Big Bloody B. And at the front, D Whitehouse has got that vicious Nissan right behind him, and Full Fish looking to the inside. He's into Boulderberg. I'm going to try and pronounce that. But Full Fish down the inside of the hairpin. Job done for the Nissan. He's got to go chase after Adam Morris. Mr. Johnny 7th. Rally Matt's had a good start. He's in 8th place. He's got a nice gap to Weedaz behind. What's happened to Jack? I think Jack's had a moment at Jackie Xbox. He's down to 6th place behind D Whitehouse. And now 4.4 off the lead on to lap number 3 of 14. Tim is up into 13th. Dramatic Dave in the Sierra has dropped to the back, but these two BMWs are getting closer and closer. At the front though, Four Fish still ahead of D Whitehouse 7. Jack now has a bit of a task on his hands. He qualified on pole, but he finds himself in 6th place right now. Looking at Tim, well, we will be in a minute hopefully when the camera changes. There we go. He's got a Big Bloody B right behind him as we head into the Klein chicane. Battle of the BMWs. That might be a bit of a slowdown that for Tim. Over the crest, down to the Villeneuve chicane. Oh, Big Bloody B, that's a great little transition. And he gets the move done through the Villeneuve chicane. Bullfish has company though, in the form of Jack, who got on board with him on his bumper. Look at the traction that Nissan gets. It gets off up the road like a scampered cat. The key thing here this year is just keeping the momentum up, and that's someone wide. D Whitehouse going a bit wide through East. He's got away with it. Jack looking to the inside. Probably not the best idea against the four-wheel drive. Four Fish though, looking to make the move on D Whitehouse. Again, he does get the move sorted through Lucian Bianchi box. Not a lot Dave can do. I should say D Whitehouse. Not a lot he can do going into the Klein chicane. And Jack's going to get him for good measure on the exit. So Jack back into the top 5. Everything's spread out a little bit here on lap number 4. Fairly normal to have this. Matt is gradually being reeled in here by Weedaz. Oh, Weedaz straight into the wall, lit it up on the exit. The Nissan might be four-wheel drive, as is the Audi, but they are prone to oversteer. And especially through that corner, so Weedaz is now back behind PZR Jamesy. Oh, and he's gone deep as well. At the front there we have three different cars. We've got an Audi leading in, by the way, of the Les by now 2 seconds virtually to Cam in the Mercedes. Cam has a nice second or two cushion to Anna Morris, who's in the Ford Sierra, and Fullfish is another 2 seconds behind Adam in the Nissan. So the top four occupied by four very different cars. As Weedaz behind Jamesy here on lap number 5:14. The laps tick away quicker than you expect when you're racing the Roubaix ones, but we're going to head to this little fight that's about to happen between Fullfish and Jack. This for 4th place. Oh, that's the wrong line from Jack. He's caught the grass. He's off into the gravel. Oh, he is lucky there's an escape road there. He's now back behind Dean Whitehouse, but that was a very lucky escape for Jack. Managed to get to that escape road and find some sort of grip to keep him out of the wall. And that could have been in the wall and disaster for our current championship leader. There is your current leader. He has lost a lot of time though during this lap. Cam is right on him. 7/10 is the gap. Yeah, there's a 42.7 compared to Cam's 41.6. And Fullfish now 1.3 away from Adam Morris. Fullfish just trying to reel in Adam here. See, with the four-wheel drive, he's got better traction out of corners. Weedaz has had another moment. He's down into 12th place in his Nissan. At the front, though, and the Les starting to come to a little bit of pressure here from Cam. Cam, an absolute maestro in the Mercedes. As he proved last week at Rouen Le Assert, when everyone was in Mercedes, he waltzed away after everyone made their mistakes. And he gets results that that car just shouldn't get against the likes of the Audi and the Sierra. Fantastic drive to watch. But Adam's gradually getting caught by Fullfish, and D. Whitehouse is gradually getting caught up by Jack. Rally Matt down in 8th place right now behind Johnny. Good 6 seconds, 8 seconds even. Doesn't have the pace to keep up with the top 7 at the moment. There's PZR Jamesy, who is not reeling in Matt on that last lap. Although, Shadow Stalker, they'd be looking to reel in Jamesy here. There's Weedaz. Runaway Bob, Big Bloody B, Traumatic Dave, and there's Tim. Just recovering from an accident, I can see. Cam has lost half a second in that little tussle between him and Les. More Fullfish staring at a potential podium here. We're on lap 7 of 14, so still a long way to go in this race. Oh, and Jack is all over the back of D. Whitehouse 7 now. On board with Jack. You see the traction of that Audi coming out of there. Jack can't do much about it. Oh, I just see the car wanting to wiggle away. Just looks like the grip's gone from the Sierra. Meanwhile, there's Weedaz. Where's Shadow Stalker? That's the question. Shadow Stalker is now behind Bob. There's Bob. There's Shadow Stalker. So he's had a moment through the Villeneuve chicane. .7 between 4th and 3rd. Jack still on the back of D. Whitehouse as they head through Erst. Into the flat right hand, and that is Canal box, and up towards Lucien Bianchi box. Jack practically drifting that Sierra out of the corners. Shadow Stalker has got back past Bob in the meantime. Side by side then between Jack and DY7 coming down towards the Villeneuve chicane. Jack on the inside should have the line and will take 5th place back from DY7. He's got a chance of 3rd, which is now held by Fourfish. Fourfish has got past Adam Morris for the podium place. I think if Jack can get his head down, he's got laps. He's got enough laps here to try and chase down Fourfish. But as we know, Adam won't make it easy. Cam in prime position though to take the lead of the championship. If it finishes like this, what we have to bear in mind is it is early days, but obviously this season 17 2 rounds shorter than the previous 6, 7 seasons we've had here at NXTGEN. And so 2 rounds is a lot. These guys get a 1 drop score for the season. There's Adam Morris, and he can't keep up with the Nissan of Fourfish. Jack is closing the gap here on Adam though. So now 4 seconds behind. He's still got D. Whitehouse pushing him, which is probably not ideal for him. There's Tim going for a slightly modified BMW look with Traumatic Dave behind. Those two have swapped places. And now Dave is trying to recapture the 14th place to give Tim the wooden spoon for the Group A1s. It's interesting to mention, Fourfish is now just 1 second behind Cam. Fourfish just 9 points off the lead of the championship. If he can pass Cam here, he can take 3 out of Cam. Which would give him 3 points behind Cam in that Mercedes in the overall championship. On board with Fourfish as we head through Erst. You see almost Fourfish a bit tentative through the second corner and then heading through Canal Box. Car looks very nervous on board. Looks like when he's tapping, he's not really committing on the brakes. He's kind of like hitting the brakes and then kind of feathering them a little bit. Oh, Cam's gone off. Fourfish will take second place away. Cam making the mistake through the Klein chicane as they start to go through back markers now. There's Traumatic Dave spinning out in front of them. Luckily not getting any away. But Cam now loses second place. Now he's going to have Adam Morris not too far behind. Jack still has the Whitehouse right behind him. He is not being left alone all race long. Oh, and D Whitehouse with the better run, but couldn't quite find the gap. At this point, you have to think D Whitehouse needs to stop going round the outside. He needs to switch it back. He knows he's got the traction. He knows if he can get the switch back to work, he's got a far greater chance of getting past that Sierra before it hits that acceleration phase. Meanwhile, Cam in third and Morris in fourth. Now at this point, Les would take the lead of the championship. He's currently just 5 points behind Cam, and now he's taking sticks out of him. As Jack coming under real pressure here for the Audi. Like I say, he's not been left alone by D Whitehouse 7 at all. He really has just been pestering him all this time. Up over the crest and down to the Vilna chicane. Traumatic Dave has retired from this race here on lap number 10 for him. So we're down to 14 runners. Not much in the way of battles really going on. When I say that. And Cam has a bit of company. Well, I think timing screen says he does, but he's got about a second time on Morris right now. They head through Jackie Xbox. Jack now pulling away from D Whitehouse. The front just a little bit spread at the moment. Hopefully we'll get something together as we head on to lap number 12 or 14. Coming to the end of this race. Oh, Anna Morris has had a bit of an issue. Through turn 2. This is not what he needed. Now he's got Jack right behind him coming up towards Lucien Bianchi box. We've got a fight for fourth. Heading the Klein chicane. So we look back on the live stream. Just as he got in, clipped the curb, and the car's starting to go, and he's caught it, and it gripped up as well on when he caught it up. So still a chance here for Jack to get fourth place. Won't retain in the lead in the championship by any stretch. Where he won't get overtaken by Cam. I don't think he will. I don't believe it will keep him in the championship lead, as he has a bit of a slide coming out of the hairpin right near the end of the lap. And Anna Morris has managed to eke a 7/10 gap now. Jack, I wonder if Jack's had a spin at the final corner near the start of this race. Because I know on this game, as now, D Whitehouse is going to go on the outside up towards East. It isn't going to happen. I know on Project Cars 2, if you spin the car, the tyres go to rubbish, really. You just have no grip, and it just looks like what Jack is having right now. It just looks like he's putting the power in, and the car just doesn't want to know about it. The back end is just doesn't want to know, compared to Adam Morris. We know how good that Sierra is as well. This is the penultimate lap as we go through the Klein chicane. Oh, and Jack's almost lost the back end coming over the crest. That's a great bit of car control to keep that on the road. There'd have been a bit of wheel movement in that one. Jack just hating the life out of that Sierra. And the rear tyres are just absolutely gone. Cam's had an issue because now this might end up becoming a fight for third. Here's Fourfish. Les has started the last lap. He's up into first right now. I think Cam's going to get away with it. This has been a hell of a race. Oh, and Jack's gone sideways. He's got a penalty for good measure, as has D. Whitehouse. Again, Jack with great car control to keep it in a straight line, but here comes the Audi up the inside of the canal box. He's going to look up the inside for Lucian Bianchi box. Yeah, Jack braking early, maybe looking to get, yes, a better line. And a lovely bit of defensive driving there from Jack. Even though he got overtaken, he braked early and got the car tucked in. And D. Whitehouse couldn't do anything about it. Not a lot else ready to report on the track right now. Not much in the way of battling going on. What's happened to Adam? Adam's had a moment in the Villeneuve chicane. He's had a moment coming out of the Villeneuve chicane. He's on the grass. He is sideways. He's spun. He won't drop any lower in the 6th, but has allowed D. Whitehouse through and Jack into 4th place. So his bad luck continues then, Adam Morris. I say bad luck. He's just had a bit of a not the start he would have wanted, and it's continued here at Zolder. But this man's driven a perfect race and he fully deserves the victory. Deleuze comes home to win at Zolder. A fantastic start to finish lead. Fourfish in 2nd place. A fantastic effort by him. Cam 123 Diz comes across the line for 3rd, and it's going to be a drag race between Jack and D. Whitehouse. Jack's going to beat D. Whitehouse to it. D. Whitehouse in 5th. Adam Morris, I think he's had more issues here at the hairpin. He's lost even more time. He's got Webby's of Johnny behind him. As long as he can get through Jackie Xbox nice and steady, get on the straight. Adam Morris will take home 6th. Solid points for him. Webby's of Johnny in 7th. Rally Mats in the number 6 Mercedes-Benz. A good, solid drive, quiet but solid by Rally Mats in 8th place. PZR Jamesy will take 9th. Weedaz, there goes Tim for 14th. Weedaz is in 10th. Shadow Stalker followed by Big Bloody B. Into Jackie Xbox for the final time for these guys. They cross the line. Shadow Stalker 11th, Big Bloody B 12th. A good result on his debut. Just solid. The BMW, not the fastest car in the world, it's fair to say. Up to Jackie Xbox for Bob Mark 1, who's going to be the last of our finishers in 13th. Obviously Tim already crossed the line a lap down. And Bob Mark 1 crosses the line for 13th place. More points on the board. So, the provisional results for round 3 of the Paramax Racing Group A1s from Zolder. Velez takes the victory from Fourfish in 2nd. Cam in 3rd. Jack rounds out in 4th. D. Whitehouse 5th, with Adam Morris in 6th after having those late dramas. Johnny comes home in 7th. The Rally Mat 8th. PZR Jamesy 9th. Weedaz is in 10th. Shadow Stalker 11th. Big Bloody B 12th. Bob Mark 1 13th. And Tim 14th. Traumatic Dave did not finish the race. So a fantastic race, especially for that battle for 3rd, 4th, 5th area. But that's it for Group A1s. Next up tonight is the Modern Touring Cars. Again, Powermax sponsored. We head to Japan and Sugo for round number 3 of the Modern Touring Car, so stay tuned for that one. That should be up in around 10 minutes time. But next week for the Group A1s, we head to Silverstone Classic, and it should be an absolute belter of a race. We've had great battles there before. Obviously in previous seasons we've been there, so do stay tuned next week for that one. But again, next up is the Modern Touring Cars round Sugo. But for myself and Group A1s, we thank Powermax Racing for sponsoring the event, and we thank you for watching it. But until next time, goodbye.